Before you hit send, look at the following points. The subject line. It's easy to read. The tone. The greeting and farewell. Email subject lines are like newspaper headlines. Think about the subject lines on the email messages you receive. Which ones do you think are most effective? Why? A few comments about subject lines. They should convey the main point that you want the reader to take away from your email. They should be as specific as possible. One-word subjects such as hi, question, or FYI are not informative, and don't give the reader an idea of how important your message is. If your message is time-sensitive, you might want to include a date in your subject line. For example, network outage on Thursday, December 21st. Why do these ideas help us to write easy-to-read emails? We want our message to look tidy, not cluttered. First impressions count. We want to lower the barriers to understanding, so we remove visual noise. The purpose of the email is stated simply and directly in the first paragraph. This gets to the point. Other paragraphs add context, explanation, justification, etc. Each main thought is dealt with in a separate paragraph. This keeps our thoughts, and the recipients, clear. Some people are reluctant to read a long letter from a stranger. So it may be the course of wisdom to keep our message brief. We've already mentioned that time is precious. In any message, give attention to proper spelling, grammar, punctuation and, of course, neatness. Doing so will lend dignity to your email and the message that it contains. Let's look at some practical tips that are acceptable in less formal emails, when you are familiar to the recipients. State the purpose at the beginning. Ask a question then explain with paragraphs. State a decision to be made then list options, comment on options in separate paragraphs. Provide a summary, TLDR. TLDR is an abbreviation for too long, didn't read. The point is allow someone a quick overview of what the message talks about without having to read the whole thing. Provide the reader with context for your message. Use working hyperlinks for external resources, wiki, files, etc. Use bullet points for important details so that they are easy to pick out. Use boldface type to highlight critical information, such as due dates. Do not type your entire message in capital letters or boldface. Your reader may perceive this as shouting, and he won't be able to tell which parts of the message are especially important. Once you have completed your email, read it to evaluate the content. How does it sound? Is it friendly and tactful? If you detect a negative tone or hint of pessimism, adjust the wording. Never send an angry email. Some have found the following procedure to be practical: leave it in your drafts folder. Calm down. Reread the email and edit it. If you can, talk face to face. Why? What do we lose out on when we communicate via email? Your words are not supported by voice inflections, body language or other cues, so it may be easier for someone to misread your tone. Sarcasm and jokes are often misinterpreted in emails and may offend your audience. This is difficult enough when both sender and recipient have the same language. It is much more tricky in an international context. Regarding greetings, always greet your reader. Common ways to address him: dear colleagues, hello John, hi. Consider what others did if this is part of a thread. If others use dear Martin, dear Doe or dear John is fine. Hello buddy is not. When in doubt, address someone more formally to avoid offending them. What about farewells? For your closing, something brief but friendly will do for most correspondence. Thank you, regards, see you tomorrow. Always sign off with your name at the end of your email. If you don't know the reader well, you might also consider including your role and the company you belong to.